Shay by Imhotep. This is The Truth May Hurt. My name is Raymond Witcher, and I will be your host. I'm going to present to you a presentation that I have called or naming, Why Did Jesus and God Use Racial Slurs? Okay, we're going to get into the presentation. Before we do, I want to go over a couple of things to show you so that when we get into the presentation, you already see it. Okay, who is Esus? Esus is a Celtic deity. Esus, Celtic lord or master. Now, notice that lord, master throughout the Bible. Okay, powerful Celtic deity, one of three mentioned by the Roman poet Lucan in the 1st century AD. The other two were Tyrannus, which is thunderer, and Tutates, god of the people. Esus' victims, according to later commentators, were sacrificed by being ritually stabbed and hung from a tree. Interesting. A belief from the Cathedral of Notre Dame in Paris portrays him as a bent woodman cutting a branch from a willow tree. This and a related relief from Tyre, associated with the sacred bull and his occupying cranes and egrets. Okay, so that is Esus. Now take Esus and put a J in it. Tell me what you have. It spells Jesus. Okay, word. Okay, and I want you to look at a couple of things here with me. Pictures of the Last Supper. Let me start here. Pictures of the Last Supper. Who is this woman? Who is this woman? And a lot of the pictures of the Last Supper, Jesus has a woman to the right-hand side of him. Who is this woman? It's Mary Magdalene. Okay, remember she was his favorite. Okay, who is this woman at the Last Supper? This picture may not, I'm going to retract this picture because some are going to dispute that this is the Last Supper, but if you can see, it's just a portion of the Last Supper because it's another hand. See, there's another hand right here. All right, so anybody's going to say, oh, that's not the Last Supper. You see all of the food on the table, but this is just a picture of the right-hand side of Jesus. This is Jesus's right hand right here. But who is this woman? Okay, who is this woman with her head resting on Jesus' right shoulder? It's a woman. Okay, I think this is a redo. It is. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Okay, I need to give you a definition right quick of raka. All right, contempt or derision. All right. All right. The term raka is an Aramaic expression found in the New Testament, specifically in the Gospel of Matthew. It is a term of contempt or derision, often translated as empty-headed, fool, or worthless. Okay, so it is a negative, derogatory word. Okay, so now we need to know what derision means. It means contemptuous, ridiculous, or mockery. Okay, and it has the things that it also means. It means testing, contemptuous language or behavior directed at a particular person or thing. Okay, so now we'll go back here. All right, because here we're going to be talking about raka. All right. We're going to look at 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 5. All right. But every woman who prays or prophesies with her head uncovered dishonors her head. It is the same as having her head shaved. So my question is, if now, 1 Corinthians, this is New Testament. All right, so this is an Old Testament. So why are women covering their heads or shaving it? All right, now let's get to some of the racist things that are said. And why am I saying racist? Because these things are only being said to a certain group of people. Okay, we're going to go to Matthew chapter 5, verse 22. And it says, but I tell you that anyone who is angry with a brother or a sister will be subject to judgment. Again, anyone who says to his brother or sister, Raka, is answerable to the court. And anyone who says, you fool, will be in danger of the fire in hell. So you're not supposed to call anybody a fool. And Raka is a negative. You're calling somebody a fool. When it says Raka, you can take Raka out and insert fool, worthless. Anyone who says to their brother or sister, they're worthless, you're a fool. Any of those insults is answerable to the court. And anyone who says you fool would be in danger of the fire of hell. Raka, here's the term. All right, a term of reproach or insult that appears in the Bible. It is derived from the Chaldee Rika, meaning worthless. The word Raka literally means empty-headed or fool. In Matthew 22, Raka is an expression of contempt towards another person. Now, I didn't write this. I couldn't find the article that I found this for you, but you can search it, and it says it is to call someone mentally inferior and worthless as a person. Okay. Now, okay, we're going to go down to Luke chapter 11, verse 40. Jesus says, you foolish people, did not the one who made the outside make the inside? So he's calling people foolish. Matthew 23, verse 17. You blind fools, which is greater, the gold or the temple that makes the gold sacred? Or the temple that makes the gold sacred. All right. Luke 24, verse 25. He said to them, how foolish are you? And how slow to believe all that the prophets have spoken. Okay. Matthew 23, verse 17. You blind fools, which is greater? Okay, I just did that one. All right, let's go back. All right, now, we went over self to God. Okay, so here it is here, but we don't need to spend too much time on this. And we went over, if we put a J in front of Jesus, and it's Jesus. Okay, now let's go to John chapter 10, verse 30. I and the Father are one. John 14, 28. You heard me say, I am going away and I am coming back to you. If you love me, you'll be glad that I'm going to the Father. For the Father is greater than I. The reason I'm showing this is because the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost is supposed to be one. If they're one, the Father can't be greater than Jesus. This is not equality. This is not co-equal, is it? Right? One is greater than the other for Scripture. In one verse, okay, we just went over this. I don't want to make this too long. Okay. John 7, verse 16. Jesus answered, "My teaching is not my own. It comes from the one who sent me." Sounds like a messenger and a prophet to me. Okay. All right. Let's look at Acts chapter 3. Now, these are biblical controversies now. Okay. This is Acts chapter 3, verse 22. "For Moses truly said unto the fathers, a prophet shall the Lord your God raise up unto you of your brethren, like unto me. Him shall ye hear, and all things whatsoever he shall say unto you." Okay, he's sending a prophet. Is sending Jesus as a prophet. A prophet shall the Lord is God, raise up to you. Okay? It's not saying he's sending a God. It's not saying he's sending a Lord. It's saying he's sending a prophet. All right. And if you read it in the same Acts chapter 3, verse 22, that was the King James. And if you read it in the New International Version, it says, "For Moses said, the Lord your God will raise up you a prophet like me from among your own people. You must listen to everything he tells you." Okay? This is Moses. John chapter 14, verse 28. "You hear me say, I'm going away, and I'm coming back to you. If you love me, you will be glad that I'm going to the Father, for the Father is greater than I." We went over that. Okay, let's go down. All right. This is 28 again. So I'm just saying again, it sounds like a messenger or prophet. The earlier Christians did not consider Jesus as God. If you do a search and ask, was Jesus considered the Son of God before 325 AD? It usually comes back and says no, he was considered a prophet. Okay, let me back this up so you can see. Okay, I did the search. Was Jesus called the Son of God before 325 AD? And as you can see, this article comes from Christianity.com. And the first time anybody had said anything or presented anything or tried to convince anybody that Jesus Christ was the Son of God, begotten, not made, was the Council of Nicaea in 325 AD. Okay, the first Council of Nicaea was the original ecumenical assembly of the church. The primary intent of the council was to settle disputes emerging from within the Church of Alexander over the divine nature of Jesus Christ, the Son, in his relationship with God, the Father. Distinctly debated was whether the Son had been begotten by the Father from his own essence and therefore has no beginning, or rather conceived out of nothing, and therefore has a distinguished origin as a separate entity. Historically meaningful as the primary attempt to attain a consensus from a gathering of clerics from all of Christendom the Council of Nicaea was the first occurrence. It's the first time when the specific theoretical aspects of Jesus was discussed and determined into a creed. This is when the Apostles' Creed, the Nicene Creed, was made, when they said, we believe in one God the Father, begotten, not made. Okay? This is the first time any of that had ever been heard. Okay? No one, you can check it out, or like I said, before the Council of Nicaea, none of this has been said. And you can just do a search. Was Jesus called the Son of God before the Council, before 325 AD? And here it is again. Okay? So it's a lot of stuff in here. I'm not going to make this too long because I know everybody has time. But this had never, ever been heard before, is what I'm trying to show you. Okay? All right. So, okay, I had to get back to where I was. I was telling you that, and okay, I made a mistake. And let me correct myself. When I said that Moses couldn't have been saying that, I was referring, yeah, I was right. Yeah, hold on. Okay, no, I was correct. Acts, this is Moses speaking in Acts. Okay, so it is New Testament. I'm going back and forth, and I want to be sure I'm not mixing things up. So yes, how could Moses be talking in Acts? How could he be telling anybody anything? Okay. And the previous one. Okay, Matthew 10, verse 34. Do not suppose that I have come to bring peace to the earth. I did not come to bring peace, but the sword. Okay, so Jesus is saying, I'm not coming to bring peace. I'm coming to bring a sword. Okay, Matthew 15, verse 26. He replied, it is not right to take the children's bread. Now, this is the derogatory racial slur. Okay? It is not right to take the children's bread and toss it to the dogs. All right? Now, Jesus was talking to a woman, calling her a dog. Dog is a racial slur. He said, you are a dog like the rest of the Canaanites. So why is Jesus talking down to this lady like that? Now, if you do a little search, you'll find stuff that, they say, well, Jesus was testing her and this. You don't test anybody by calling them a dog. Okay? By calling them what is during that time was a racial slur that was applied to the Canaanites. Just like calling black people nigger. Nobody else is calling anybody else but black people nigger. I'm not even sure if they call Africans nigger. I think that's really just an American term. Now, they may do it in Europe. If black people come to Europe, I'm not sure. But I know that is an American racial slur toward blacks in America. Calling this woman a dog is a racial slur that was used against the Canaanites. Okay, you can look this up. Okay, I didn't write this. This is something I found on the internet when I looked up Matter of fact, let me do it while I have you here. Okay, let me see if I can find it. Okay, so that you don't have to look it up. Let me show you what I did so that if you do decide to look it up, all you have to do is say Matthew 15:26 is dog a racial slur? It came right here. Did the Canaanite woman teach Jesus not to be racist? Okay, I'm not making it up. Okay, so let's go back to where we were, and then we're going to come back right here. So we're talking about Matthew 26, when Jesus replied, because what was happening is he had fed the 5,000 people. He was tired. He wanted to rest. He couldn't keep his resting place secret. And the Canaanite woman found him because she wanted Jesus to heal her daughter. And when she found him, this is what he said. He replied, "It is not right to take the children's bread and toss it to the dogs." Okay, so let me show you. All right. Did the Canaanite woman teach Jesus not to be a racist in Matthew 15? And you can read it all, but I'm just going to read the first paragraph. All right. The episode of Jesus encountering the Canaanite woman in the lectionary reading of Trinity 11 in year A from Matthew 15, verses 21 through 28. All right. It often brings readers up short, containing, as it does, what appears to be a rather shocking insult. Jesus is seeking to withdraw from the public attention, needing some time for rest and recuperation. But as happened in the episode of the feeding of the 5,000, he is unable to keep his presence secret. A woman approached him and asked for deliverance for her daughter. And Matthew, having emphasized her pagan Gentile credentials, Jesus appeared to insult her with a racial slur by calling her a dog. Yet her stubborn faith persists, and her clever response to Jesus' insult persuaded him to act so her daughter is delivered and healed. So when I say, why did Jesus and God use racial slurs? He called her a dog. Okay. Previously they called her a raka, which is a fool. Why is God and Jesus doing this? All right. Let's go to Numbers chapter 31, verse 17 through 18. Now kill all the boys and kill every woman who has slept with a man. But save for yourselves every girl who has never slept with a man. Wow. I mean, when I read stuff like this, I'm like, whose God is this? What happened to the commandment, thou shalt not kill? And if he wanted them killed, why didn't he kill them himself? He's God. Why couldn't he just strike them down? Why is he giving them an order? Okay? I don't understand that. I don't understand why God is saying, kill all the boys. Kill every woman who has slept with a man. But save for yourselves the girls who have not slept with a man. Now, if you go back and read Numbers 31, from verse 1 all the way down through it, this is, matter of fact, hold on. This is This is the vengeance on the Mennonites. All right. And you can see all the way down through here, he's telling them, kill everybody. Kill every man among the victims. All right. All right. They also killed Balaam. Okay, it's all killing. Okay, so I don't understand that. How can you tell in the Ten Commandments, thou shalt not kill? And even when Moses came down with the Ten Commandments and the commandments, when he found the people building a golden calf, God told him to go out throughout the village, kill every man, kill every woman, kill every son, kill every man's friend, go from the front gate to the back gate, and don't let anybody live. And Moses killed 3,000 people that day. I don't have it in this presentation, but this is God doing all this killing. I haven't found the devil really killed anybody yet. All right, Acts. This is something I want to show you that maybe you have never seen. All right, Acts chapter 5, verse 30. In the King James Bible, now, I'm saying this down here, so I don't want to jump ahead. All right, in Acts chapter 5, verse 30, it says, the God of our Father raised up Jesus, whom ye slew and hanged on a tree. Doesn't say anything about hanging on a cross. Doesn't say anything about, matter of fact, if he hung him from a tree, how could there be two thieves close enough being hung from trees that they could talk and Jesus could, and okay, we're gonna finish this up. And what I would like for you to do, because what I would like for you to do is read or watch the video of the Gospel of the Holy 12, also known the Gospel of the Perfect Life, the complete book. There's several of them here. All right, now these are the audios, so I usually listen to these things when I'm in the car and I'm going on a ride. Okay, and that way I'm doing two things. I'm getting to where I need to go, and I'm listening to it being narrated of what it is. The reason I'm saying this, that I would like for you to look at this, is because, excuse me, the Bible only tells the story of Jesus Christ from birth to the age of 12. And then there's nothing about him up until he's like 30. So what did he do? Why? What happened to the manuscripts of his life between 12 and 30? This tells you the story of that. And it's very interesting. All right. It tells you what he did from the age of 12 to 30, where he went to school. He was mischievous. And I'm not sure if the Gospel of the Holy 12 tells of him and the intimate relationship he had with Mary Magdalene. Okay. But there is information out there, and maybe in the Gospel of Mary, I can't remember. I'll try to find it for you. That they married and had, I think it was three children. Okay, so take a look at that. The Gospel of the Holy 12.
Clean spirits to cast them out.
There are several different ones that you can look at. Okay, that one is 5 hours long, but they have some short ones. Okay, so take a look at that. But what I want to remind you of is, don't believe that these men that have really done this to us, when I say us, I'm talking about people of color, and I'm talking about white people too, because They don't believe the men that did this, that put this doctrine together, did it to help anyone but themselves. I mean, they didn't do it to help anyone. I don't care if it's from Roll Top, from the blacks and the Africans, from Roll Top black to the white race that is opaque white. They did it for themselves. Okay, so don't put so much confidence into something that someone gave you that it's really only benefited them, right? When we hear people say, referring to Martin Luther King and the civil rights movement, we've got to keep the dream alive. We've got to keep the dream alive. We need to really stop saying that. Because in order to dream and to keep a dream alive, you need to be in a sleep state. You need to be either daydreaming or sleep. To dream, to keep the dream alive, means that you're not doing anything. You're in a dream state. It's time for that dream to end and for us to go to work. That was in 1968, 78, 88, 98, 2008. That's 40 some years ago, almost 50 years ago. So we've dreamed long enough. 45, 50 years for a dream. It's time for that dream to either end and we have a new dream. We don't need another dream. In order to dream, you need to be asleep. We need to wake up and realize that dream time is over. And we need to, I'm not talking about just blacks, I'm talking about whites, blacks, and everybody else. We need to get together and say enough is enough. You've taken advantage of my ancestors, all the way up to the people my age and younger, so that the young people that are coming up today, that are being born and 5 and 10 years old, and even 15 and 20 years old, that they have a chance in their future. Okay? We've heard them tell us, and we've even hear it today, you need to pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. When it comes to reparations, when it comes to doing the right thing, it's not in these people. Okay? They are not concerned about doing the right thing. An example, this presidency has not been in office a month. They've ended the DEI. They're attacking the CIA and the FBI. 40,000 federal government workers took the buyout yesterday. 40,000 people yesterday took the buyout where Elon Musk offered to pay them up to September. So what is that? 6 months? No, it's 9 months, 8 months. The buyout. Now, for the people that are near retirement or in their late 50s or early 60s, might not be a bad deal. Okay, but if the majority or half of those people, or even 1,000 of those people, are young, how many jobs are out there for them? Okay, so they're not going to give us any breaks. Okay, Elon Musk right now is talking about attacking Social Security. Well, when he attacks Social Security, he's attacking me. He's attacking my family. When you're talking about attacking the money that I put in to a security for me to retire on, and you're talking about taking any of it, it's not yours. That's not a government subsidized program. It's not. And for the whole time that I've been putting my money into Social Security and the government have been taking it, using it to do what they want to do to pay me at the back end. And they're telling me they're running out of money in Social Security? How? Okay. Remember Project 25? Well, it is 2025. Project 25 has been a 50-year plan. They have been planning and working on putting this in place for 50 years. Now they're ready to put it into operation. Well, they're putting it into operation. They're implementing their 50-year plan right now. That's why they want to cut Social Security. That's why they got rid of DEI. That's why they've gotten rid of affirmative action. Anything to assist Black people especially, and it's affecting maybe almost as many whites. Well, not when it comes to affirmative action, but when you're talking about taking government jobs, they're probably going to go after what is the assistance, welfare, food assistance, all of these programs to help people. They don't want to help anybody anymore. Okay, so all of this praying that we've been doing for things to get better. Okay, we really need to wake up and look at where we are and stop believing that all we need to do is pray. That's not all you need to do. That's not all we need to do. Well, first of all, individually, we need to stop thinking about doing individual things. We need to organize and come together as a group, and we all put our energy into doing one thing, two things, three things, four things, or five things. Instead of individually, I'm doing this, and individually, you're doing that, and they're doing that. It's not organized. That's why they had a Project 25 plan that lasted for 50 years that they planned it. And if you look at these first 3 weeks of this presidency, he's not joking. He's going to take over the Gaza Strip and turn it into a Riviera. Okay, all right. The people in the South have to start voting. I think less than 50 people, less than 50% of the people in Texas, Black people, voted. All throughout the South, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. Well, I can't say Georgia. North Carolina, South Carolina, Mississippi. Those states, the Black people didn't show up. 40% of the Black people didn't show up. 50% of the Black people didn't show up. Now, I know that they're making it tough down in the South with all of the voting polls in the Black areas. They do all kinds of things to just make it hard for you to vote. Okay? But that's one of the things that we have to do. Okay? Like I said, Trump is undoing everything. President Trump is doing everything. All right? Anything that we see that is a program, church program, school program, most of the things that we see that are programs, educational programs, the educational program is not a program to educate you to learn. They don't want you to learn. They want us to remember everything that they gave us. When you start learning, you probably get an F, because the answers that you're going to have from learning are not going to pass the test. Right now, if I were to take a Christianity test, I would fail. Not because I'm wrong, but because it doesn't meet their criteria of passing. Okay, you have to be careful when we get into these things that have a set criteria, and this is it. Okay, and that's what this European educational, religious, economic system is all about. It's not about getting outside of anything that they want you to know. They don't want you to know. They want you to remember. Okay, when it comes to our medical system, we're the guinea pigs. And that's the way you need to look at it. Before a doctor will see you or treat you, before a hospital will treat you, or a medical facility treat you, you have to sign a consent form that is saying, I give you permission to practice on me. Practice. You wouldn't sign a contract for a contractor to come to your home and practice building your house, or practice doing repairs and not having any liability for it because they're practicing. Okay? So we have to be careful when it comes to these medicines, because whether you've ever noticed or thought about this or not, the Food and Drug Administration, it is a conflict of interest for the Food and Drug Administration to be under the same umbrella. They need to have separate criteria and separate agendas. The Food and Drug Administration is pretty much governed by the pharmaceutical company. So and insurance is tied right in it. So if you have insurance and you tell your insurance company, I need some herbal medicines, they'll tell you, no, we don't cover that. Nope. When I go to the VA hospital and I say, listen, I can't take these pharmaceutical medicines with my stomach condition. I've had 2 major Nissan fundoplications. If you want to look it up, look it up. But it's the end of the road procedure for people with acid reflux, hiatal hernia, and these kind of things. The medication doesn't work. Not only does it not work, but because of this stomach condition, look up, I don't care what medication you have, look up what are the side effects for it. Most, if not all, all of the medications I've been on, side effects are nausea, vomiting, stomach cramping, insomnia, depression, anxiety. The side effects from medications took me down to 156 pounds. I'm 6'6" and 220, 225 is my normal body weight. And the whole time that I'm sick as a dog, and I'm telling these doctors, listen, I'm sick, they'll give me medication. And I'll go back and tell them I feel worse. And they would increase the dosages to the medication and give me a new medication until they had me on 20 medications and maximum dosages of 3. And it almost killed me until I asked my creator to show me what the doctors are missing. And I started looking up my medications, and every one of them caused nausea, vom, everything I was experiencing. And I really don't take much medication now. I take 2 medications. Really 1, because my blood pressure medication, I drink soursop tea. Soursop leaf tea regulates your blood pressure. It also controls anxiety and depression. And if you drink a cup of it 20 to 30 minutes before you want to go to sleep and lay down, you won't even remember going to sleep. All right. So I wanted to throw this in and tell everybody, it's time to wake up. It's time to stop dreaming. Okay. The dream time is over. All right. We need to learn how to play this game, since we are the game, since we are the prize, and since we are the victims. We are their prey. Now I've had enough. I hope you've had enough. I'm going to say Ashe. Is it anything else? Okay. Education. We need to educate ourselves and educate our own children. Yes, they have to go to school. Yes, they have to pass their tests. But we're not spending any time at home educating ourselves about ourselves and our own people, our own traditions, our own culture, our own spirituality. And why is that? Because nobody taught us. Okay? We have to take this initiative. Hopefully this will stir up something in you. What I'm saying to you, especially educating ourselves and educating our children. Yeah, let them learn all of American history and all of these things. But when you get home, at least 1 or 2 days a week, spend an hour or 2 as a family, and you'll be surprised you'll fall in love with it. Just let me conclude by saying this. Yes, they do use us as their guinea pigs. I've seen and found articles where they say that it takes too long to get the study results off of mice, rabbits, and animals. And it's easier and faster to get the study on humans. Well, in my case, I know that 3 of the medications that they have had me on were discontinued and taken off of the market because they cause cancer. Okay? And when I hear them say, when I see the commercials on television today about Zantac, they had me on 600 milligrams of Zantac every day. And right now, Zantac, they're settling lawsuits with patients that took Zantac. I can't remember the other 2 medicines. Okay, so people are dying because they are being used as guinea pigs for medical research study. That's a fact. It's a fact that a lot of these medicines are exported to Africa, especially vaccines. Believe me, Black people all over Earth are being used as guinea pigs for research, okay, unknowingly. Because when you sign that consent form, they're not telling you what they're going to do to you. They don't have to. Okay, so be careful. Look up Patrick Delves, Delves. He's a master herbalist, and he's very affordable. Okay, he was trained by Dr. Sadie. I consult with him. Another brother that I'm gonna show you right quick. Then we're gonna go. Okay, now this brother right here, Yaki Awakened. All right, this guy is a master herbalist. I'm just gonna let you watch him for a second.
AMP, adenosine monophosphate. ADP, adenosine diphosphate. All of your energy, so you can actually yield breath, yield cosmic energy, think, and just live your everyday life. So we see that it's all about the adrenal glands and it's all about the pancreas. And if they are not responding to each other or in correspondence with each other, this is called basically compromising of these tissues or these cells that I'm talking about right here. Now,
this brother right here, I love him because he's a master herbalist. And the way he goes about explaining to you how to heal your body, I've never seen anybody do it like him. Okay? This man right here had a heart attack. He had diabetes. He was addicted to cocaine. I think he had a stroke. And they had him on a ton of medicines. He went to school and studied and became a master herbalist. He cured his diabetes. He cured everything. So this video right here is how diabetes type 1 and 2, hypoglycemic, healing from the sugar demon. So don't let anybody tell you that you can't cure diabetes. Listen, diabetes is a $650 billion a year industry and business. In between the pharmaceutical companies, the insurance companies, and the doctors, the hospitals, funerals, amputations, it's a $650 billion a year business. Do you really think that a company and people that are in business want to cure your diabetes and cut off your cash cow? They would rather cut off your toes, your legs, and everything before they give you a cure. If you want to cure your diabetes, go and watch this brother right here, but I'll tell you how to do it. Stop eating meat, stop eating dairy, eat an all fruit and vegetable diet, no sodas, no carbonated stuff, and in 90 days, you won't have diabetes. Okay? I'm gonna let you listen to a couple more minutes.
where we're going, adrenal glands is in control of this sewage system to get rid of all the cellular metabolic waste that is built up by the body. And the adrenal glands produces a neuromelanin transmitter called acetylcholine. And what acetylcholine does, acetylcholine actually dilates the lymphatic vessels. Acetylcholine constrict the lymphatic vessels. It only don't do that to that, but these are neurons that constrict and dilate the actual
Okay, Okay.
Is galactose. Anytime you start going to these stores and you start eating these highly processed foods that have been going through laboratories and have been cooked time and time over, have been added to additives and preservatives, been sprayed with insecticides, pesticides, and all these different things, this sugar then become poly, and this is what you call polysaccharide, which means many sugars, and your body cannot break it down. So imagine eating these thick, complex structures of sugars when you are a single cell organism and you need not digest. So now sugar just builds up in the blood.
Okay, we're gonna end this, but I wanted to show you this, brother, because you can cure your diabetes. If you, not only your diabetes, but listen to me. If we stop eating meat, dairy products, starch, and eat a fruit and vegetable-based diet, drink alkaline water, our body internal environment will become an alkaline environment. Everything that I just named, eggs, dairy products, meat, are all acidic. So when we eat these things, our internal body is an acidic environment. Why is that important? Because disease cannot survive in an alkaline environment. It can't eat. So disease will starve itself. So if you have cancer, I don't care what you have as a disease, because there is no such thing as disease. It is really the body at dis-ease, D-I-S-E-A-S-E. And you put them together and it's a disease. So when the body is at dis-ease, it's because you have an acidic environment in your body. Okay? And it's that simple. If we maintain an alkaline environment, you probably won't even get sick. And if you do get sick, your body will recover quickly. And if you understand your body's symptoms, your body will tell you when it's time you're not doing something right. Okay, so I wanted to show you this because this is another way that they're just milking us like cows. Okay, the doctors had given up on me. They threw me out of the VA hospital weighing 156 pounds and told me there's nothing else we can do for you. I said, so what are you telling me? Go home and die? When I learned this brother here, and I started changing my environment, my diet, it changed the metabolism of my body, and it changed my body from an alkaline environment from an acidic environment to an alkaline. I don't catch colds. I don't get sick other than my stomach disorder, which I still have complications from. I don't get sick. Okay, so I wanted to share that with you. Check this brother out. And I'm going to say, Ashe, have a great day.